back everybody to the Tropical Pollinator. Welcome everybody, if you are new here, I am the Tropical Pollinator and we are based in the Asian continent of Malaysia, Johor Bahru. We are a tropical climate. We do not have zones. We only have hot, 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 and we only got rain, rain, rain over there. So today's species spotlight for the Tropical Pollinator series is this Tecoma. Now, the Tecoma, in my experience, is incredible for our climate because it's quite drought tolerant. You could relate a tropical zone probably to like a zone 13 in the US. It's not accurate because, well, we don't really use zones here, but we do have really, really high drought periods in the middle of the year, and then we've got monsoons at the end of the year. So our monsoons are like our winters, and that's basically all we have. We only have sun or rain, and it's great. So this is also called a Tecoma Capensis. That is the botanical name. It is from the Bigenaceae family, which is also part of the Lemio family, aka anything with like a trumpet flower. That's part of the Lemio family. Now, this particular one is really easy to grow in our area because once it gets established in the ground, it gets quite tall. I actually have a larger specimen that had got dug up by the rats over there, and I gotta be replacing it, which is why I got it today. So a little bit more about it. It's native to Africa. It has been naturalized in places like California and Hawaii and things like that, but it is also known as the Cape honeysuckle. Unfortunately, this is not related to the actual honeysuckle in any way, shape, or form. So the good thing about this is, because we do not have hummingbirds in our area, we have something called sunbirds, which are very similar to a hummingbird, but they do not necessarily hover. They kind of just jump from tree to tree. You'll see some footage of that in another video. But these guys love the tubular flowers. They've got a little bit of a like a hooked beak to them, which is very similar to a hummingbird. It's just that they don't hover because they're a bit heavier, but cousins of the variety. So I personally prefer this as a beginner plant. I would not consider this as an intermediate. So if, let's say, you're going to be starting your tropical paradise, your ecosystem, which is what we're all about. We're all about self-sustaining ecosystems, and we're all about raising butterflies and bringing in wildlife, everything on a small scale where you can actually manage it. It's not going to be crazy. You can all do this on your balcony as well, small areas, because this is in a pot. This is in a polystyrene pot. It's just, those plastic bags that the nursery gives you, and I've got two here, so I'm going to split them up. But these are very, very, very easy to grow, but you have to water it for the first 2 weeks. Make sure that the root system is established, and only then do you kind of like leave it to the blazing sun that we have over here. So what I do recommend, if you want to start a little bit of a bird attraction, butterflies like this too, but the birds are more interested in this thing. So it does get kind of big. From my experience, it can get about 6 feet tall. I'm sure it gets bigger than that, but my area, it gets about 6 feet tall. The propagation on this thing is also quite simple. You can get it from stem cuttings. What I do is I just throw my stem cuttings in the fish tank. It's the easiest thing to do because the oxygen provides the root system to sort of grow faster than if you were to do in still water or in soil. And also usually our aquariums are under a protected area, so I don't have to worry about the stem kind of running out of water and drying out. So this is what I would recommend for a beginner if you want to start your bird journey. Butterflies like this too. As far as I'm aware, it's not a host plant for any of the butterflies I have in my area. I'm sure it is somewhere, but not in my area. And it's also really beautiful when it flowers. From my experience in the ground, if you keep it fertilized, it will flower like this all year long. I think only 2 months out of the year, when it is monsoon, does it stop, because by that time the soil is really saturated with water, and maybe a lot of the nutrients are being washed out. So usually in the monsoon season you don't see flower. Otherwise, when it's kind of hot, humid, like our stable conditions here, it flowers very well, and it's really, really pretty. So this would be something that I definitely recommend for a beginner. Easy to grow. Soil conditions. Now, soil conditions on this one, it grows in really poor soil. Y'all, when I talk about poor soil, okay, I'm talking about brick, hard rock. Like, we get clay over here. But we do have really good nurseries that have already started with the amendment processing in their own farms. So most of these come in like semi hard soil. So these guys have pretty deep root systems and they can withstand poor soil, but I don't recommend you using 100% brick. You could, everything grows in brick here because it's our natural soil. We do have like mango trees and stuff growing in like absolute concrete, but it takes forever for the plant to like grow like an inch, so it can survive. It just will take like 5 years to get it to be like beautiful and big and established. So if you want it faster, get like loamier soil. Don't get straight compost because this thing is gonna flop everywhere. So you gotta mix it with a little bit of topsoil, a little bit of compost, some fertilizer, and you're good to go. So this is the species spotlight for this episode on the tropical pollinator plant series. Now I would like to inform everybody else that the next episode will also be about flowers because I'm a flower lady. Houseplants a little bit, but I'll touch on that because I only use houseplants for my tank. So this will mostly be more on caterpillars and bees and wasps and birds and things like that. So great for your pollinator series. You definitely want to make sure that you get this in the ground as soon as you can if you want it to get big. If you want to keep it small, just keep it in a container. The sizes, honestly, it doesn't really matter, okay? You just gotta make sure you water that thing every single day because here there's no such thing as like once a week. The only time you water like a potted plant once a week is if the potted plant is in the ground. Like there's no way water can stay in a pot for like a week. Ours, everything is daily, so because our climate is so hot. So yeah, okay, see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.